there's some gear damage in there. Yeah, you can see.
Oh yeah. Okay, well, there's your problem.
Today on Tractor Hoarders, we're going to be talking about what happens when you go out and buy the cheapest Kubota that all of Craigslist, at least closest to where I live, has to offer. This is what I picked up. This is a Kubota L175. I'll be telling you guys and showing you the good and the bad of this tractor and about what the price buys a person. I will say the good is that it runs phenomenally well. The bad is that the transmission is basically non-functional. However, right now it's going forward and only forward. You can see that's actually why that's all the way up against the front of the trailer. I got this from a man who is extremely, extremely nice. If you guys ever watch the original Dukes of Hazzard, he reminded me a lot of Jesse from there, down in Central Texas or the Hill Country area. It's absolutely beautiful drive. But this thing, it's got that genuine Texas patina. I think it sat outside for most of its life, but in true Kubota fashion, it does fire right up and run amazingly well. The other cool thing about this, it has only 459 hours on this thing. Yes, those are original hours, so I'm told. And yes, the tachometer, the tachometer and the hour meter both work on this thing. I'm not really too sure about most of the rest of the controls here. The main problem is it gets stuck in gear. Evidently, this is an issue that a lot of these tractors had, but the parts, I'm told, they're commercially available. It does require the splitting of the tractor. However, you know, $1,500 asking price for a running and driving. Granted, it only drives one direction in one gear tractor with a functional shredder with new bearings in it. Cannot really complainify about that. As a matter of habit, I feel the need to try to put this in neutral, but I can't. So we'll just try to get this going here. All right, we gave the glow plugs a moment or two to work. We got this probably original old cracked plastic knob on the switch, but it still works. Oh yeah. Ah, what a sweet smell. It is a 2-cylinder tractor, and it does sound like one. I personally don't mind it. If anything, I actually kind of like that. But I realize that not everybody does. But wow, listen to that. It does not have power steering, but then again, the entire tractor weighs like 1,800 pounds, so it doesn't really need it. Yeah. Now, the guy I bought it from had actually... I'll shut this thing off. How the heck do we? Yeah. Alright, now the guy I bought this thing from was using it basically up until he sold it. He says what he'd do with it is mow with it, and obviously it would get stuck in gear because it always does that. So he just slipped this 12mm wrench up in here. And he said you have to take the cover off and then like break loose the shifter forks and everything. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Can at least open this most of the way. Now this is the type of little 2-cylinder Japanese engine, which of course made Kubota very well known in the world of mechanical things. I'm told that this type of engine they built to last like 10 to 15,000 hours. I don't know if that's true, but I read it on the internet. But whatever the case, people really seem to like these. I really think the engine's good in it. I looked at the dipstick and you can see we got a nice healthy black coating of oil. But I don't see any metal particles or anything along those lines in there, so that's pretty much what I would expect to find in here. Honestly, I think it's going to be a really useful little tractor. I mainly bought it because I got a pretty good deal on it, and I figured why the heck not. But small tractors, they can be useful. One thing I have in mind for this is I'm going to build a log splitter with a PTO-powered hydraulic pump. So it's one less small engine to maintain, and I think this would be pretty much perfect to run that because it doesn't really require much power, and this thing will do it on basically no fuel for the whole day, I'm sure. I brought a few sockets out because the guy says you just need a 12mm to get into the shift forks, but we might have to go a little bit deeper than that. He even got things comfortably tight on this. Wonderful. Now this thing, this little Kubota, man, this is just the quintessential third world farm tractor and first world homesteading slash grounds maintenance slash hobbyist tractor. I will say I'm pleasantly surprised by how well all the paint and everything is held up on this, but again, only 400 hours and change. One thing I don't like, however, is on the dashboard of this machine. I think it uses the old system of warning lights and whatnot, and I don't think most of them are even there. So before we run this thing hardly at all, I'm gonna put some traditional gauges on it. I'll buy an oil pressure gauge and a water temperature gauge at the minimum, because after the Zetter incident, I don't really take chances on things like that. All right, it's loose-ish. Let's see what's going on under here. You know, I really just want to free this thing today. I don't really have any time to mess with this, like with repairing it until hay season's done, or at least until we're in between cuttings. And this is, I cannot really seem to get this one to come out of there. I don't want to really force things, because that's how you break stuff. Oh, I left a bolt on. Oh boy. Okay, I told you guys I'm not a mechanic. 'Tis Monday morning, go easy on me. Oh, that is, I can't believe I did that. All right, okay, so this is out. So what in the world is going on in here? Oh, there's some gear damage in there. Yeah, you can see. Better stick as many fingers as I can down in here where there's moving parts. See if I can lose some skin on this day. Man, we might end up just rolling this off the back of the trailer. I'd prefer to drive it though, because it drives pretty nice, you know, forwards. Man, there must have been some major water that got into this thing. I mean, it's from Austin area, so there's a lot of flooding that goes on down there. And like monsoon rains and whatnot every spring. All right, now there is oil in here, which is good, but there's some pretty serious wear on a couple of these gears. And we need to go in another level here. I think everything's free and moving now, but we're gonna go further so we can actually look down in here more and see if there's any more gears, like, you know, sheared and ground and whatnot. Part of me wants to try to find a parts tractor, an L175 parts tractor, and just buy the transmission off it, but that would probably cost a fair amount of money. And to be honest, we don't know if that transmission would really be in any better shape than this one. This thing is so clean, at least on the outside. Try to hit it where there's not detents, where we're hitting. Okay, it's coming. Oh yeah. So first things first, let's look at the gears in here. You can see whatever this one is here has a fair amount of damage to it. This one has some damage, but I think that's more wear and tear. This one's missing the edges of all its teeth. And down in there, I want to say that's the reverser gear. Oh my. Oh yeah. Okay, well, there's your problem. Oh, that's painful. That is painful. This is just what we can see too. I wonder if there's other gears down in here. I'm sure this is the OSHA approved way to see what we're working with. So now we're looking at this. Got our little detent springs here. I don't really know what the heck I'm looking at here, to be honest with you guys. This piece seems to move pretty well. You can tell the detent catches there like it's supposed to. I think that piece is fine. Then there's this piece here, which doesn't move, like, oh, nope. Okay, well maybe it's the next one that doesn't move. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, that's stuck pretty good. And I don't know if it's just this rust. I don't know how all this rust got in here. It's like this thing sat with water in the transmission for years. Which, I mean, maybe it could have. 1970 something was a long time ago. That's what, 3 of my lifetimes? 2 and change, something like that. No. Yeah, and this one also is not moving properly. Oh, look at all this filth. Don't you wish I was in the shifting mechanism of whatever you drive? It seems like now it'll go between this middle gear, the top one, and the bottom one, but I can't get it into reverse. Ugh. So now it's stuck a gear over from where it was, I think. Well, no, at least we know what's going on with it. Now, I will say, even though this generation of tractor is kind of famous for transmission issues, I don't really blame Kubota for this. I mean, obviously they've done something on the newer ones because this problem's pretty much unheard of now. But it's obvious, having looked in here, that this thing has kind of been beat on a lot, especially by whoever ground off like a solid third of the reverse gear. So, so, you know, what can you do? I guess we can just order some parts and plan to split this thing and clean all that crap up and try what happens. It's also gonna need a rewiring, you know, kind of nasty, and I'm gonna put in some gauges. All right, well, let's just try to get this unloadified. Oh, I'm not looking forward to riding this thing off the back of this. That's probably high enough. Nice healthy amount of smoke. Oh, this is mildly terrifying. PTO is on, and it's turning as fast as the rear wheels are. All right, nice and slow. Still rather terrified. This, I mean, I'm not really that scared, but I haven't done this that many times in my life. It's like we're defying gravity because we're not accelerating at all here. Yeah, we found the ramps. Oh, I understand what's happening. The PTO is sort of powered, if you will, by the rear wheels. So we're only accelerating as fast as that thing can start spinning. And now its momentum of the blade spinning is going to carry us off these ramps, I hope. That wasn't nearly that bad. Uh-oh, about to hit the building! Hey, brakes work, cool. Well, I can't put it in neutral, so I gotta turn it off now. It's like every old tractor, that return spring's kind of dead. Okay, okay, now the PTO's off. It wouldn't do that when we were moving. Cool. But man, all the weight of this thing cantilevered out against whatever slop is in those pins. I mean, the whole front of the trailer, you can feel it moving side to side. Okay. All right, I'm gonna leave that there so I forget to actually put the doors closed so they fly out on the roadway next time we leave. And let's try and drive this tractor. Which way is more pillock? Up that way. All right, there's like a solid quarter turn of play in that throttle. All right, we'll see if this thing moves. Stop that! It won't stop that. Okay, well. Maybe I didn't put the PTO thing back in right because I can't get it to turn off. Make it through my junk, riding my other junk. All right, cool. Such is life. It's almost 2,000 RPMs. This little engine, it's 17 horsepower at 2,800 RPM, so it's really screaming when it's running full tilt. But I will say, for a two-cylinder engine, this thing actually runs incredibly smooth. Little hydraulic whine, maybe it's just low on oil. I wonder if this thing will drive the round baler. Oh, look, it turned. 459.3 hours. Like I said, that is a working hour meter. How about that? I feel like I could have eaten the sandwich between when we left the trailer and now. Does not have live PTO, but the brakes work. Woo! What a cool old machine. I keep forgetting there's that little lever for doing that. Okay, well, it's not going anywhere. Ah! Okay, got to adjust that too. But should have the perfect amount of power for running a PTO, hydraulic driven log splitter, and doing some other little odds and ends around here. I will say, overall, it seems like a great little tractor. There's some adjustments that need to be made, some love that it needs, but I will say I'm amazed at just how clean all the castings are when they built this, and how clean the entire thing is for being whatever 1972 or 1975 or whatever is minus whatever year it is, 2018. I mean, that's not much wear for that period of time, and even the paint looks pretty decent. Hood's been mutilated a little bit, but you know, what old tractor hasn't? Got a little patina with some custom bird decorations there. And son of a gun, it actually runs. Cool. So yeah, this is my newest project. I gotta go on the interweb and see if I can track down some parts for this thing. And I guess when they get here, we'll split the tractor and take it from there, and that will be the fixing of Craigslist's cheapest Kubota. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more. I can't wait to tear into this thing and get it actually functional-ish, more so. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to, yeah, I think I already said that. Have a good